Hello everyone. In this session, we will study Chapter 5 Electronic Counters Part 3. In this session, we will study various types of electronic counters. Electronic counter is a sequential logic circuit which can count number of clock pulses applied to it. There are basically two types of counters, asynchronous counter and synchronous counter. In asynchronous counter, clock is given to first flip-flop and the output of first flip-flop is connected to clock input of second flip-flop and so on. In synchronous counter, same clock pulses are given to each and every flip-flop simultaneously. That's why this is called as synchronous counter. Synchronous counter is also known as parallel counter. It is comparatively faster than asynchronous counter. Now we will see asynchronous counters. Asynchronous counter is also known as ripple counter. In asynchronous counter, all flip-flops do not trigger at the same time. Trigger flows through the flip-flops like a ripple in water. That's why this is called as ripple counter. The number of flip-flops used in ripple counter depends upon the number of states of counter. For example, mod 2 counter, mod 4 counter, etc. The number of output states of counter is called as modulus or mod of counter. The maximum number of states that a counter can have is 2 raised to n, where n represents number of flip-flops used in counter. For example, if we have 4 flip-flops, then the maximum number of outputs of the counter is 16. So it is called as mod 16 counter or modulus 16 counter. The required number of logic gates to design asynchronous counters is less, so they are simple in design. Let us discuss 4-bit binary counter. It can count input pulse in the form of 4-bit binary number. It counts binary number from 0000 to 1111. Figure shows 4-bit binary asynchronous counter which consists of 4 JK flip-flops A, B, C, D cascaded and connected in toggle condition. Both inputs J and K of each flip-flop are connected to logic 1, that means high. All the flip-flops are negative edge triggered flip-flops. Each flip-flop will change its state at negative edge of the clock. Assume the outputs are cleared to 0000 by using clear switch. As first clock pulse arrives at the clock terminal of first flip-flop, that is A, its output goes high at the negative edge of the first clock pulse. Hence the output Q0 goes from 0 to 1, which is the positive edge. This transition is the clock to the next flip-flop B. This will remain in the same state. Thus the flip-flop B, C, D will show the output 000 and the output of the counter is 0001. Now at the second clock pulse, see the timing diagram. At the negative edge of the second clock pulse, the flip-flop A will change its state from 1 to 0, which is negative edge. Therefore, flip-flop B will change its state from 0 to 1. But it is positive edge to the next flip-flop, hence no further change is there. The binary output will be 0010. In this way, each flip-flop will change its state at the negative edge of its clock pulse. The counter is incremented up to 1111. At the next clock pulse, it returns to its initial state, that is 0000. At 16th pulse, each flip-flop goes to 0 state, which is known as counter is in reset condition. The truth table shows binary counting which counts input pulses from 0000 to 1111, and at 16th pulse it goes back to 0000. Again it starts recounting. That means at 17th pulse it starts from 0001 and cycle continues. Now let us see what is mod counter. The number of states or counting sequences through which a particular counter advances before returning back to its original first state is called as modulus. In other words, we can say that the modulus is the number of states the counter counts, and it is the dividing number of the counter. For example, 2-bit counter that counts from 00 to 11 in binary has a modulus value of 4. Therefore, it is called as mod 4 counter. It requires 4 clock pulses to get from 00 to 11 outputs. As in this example, there are only 2 bits, that means n is equal to 2, then the maximum number of possible output states are 4. 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4. Decade counter is the counter that has 10 different output states. It counts from 0000 to 1001. If we take mod 16 asynchronous counter and modified it with additional logic gates, it can be made to give a decade, that means divide by 10 counter output. Such counters are generally referred as decade counters. Decade counter requires resetting to 0 when the output count reaches the decimal value of 10, that is 1010. To do this, we need to feed the condition back to the reset input. This counter counts from binary 0000, that means from BCD 0 to BCD 9. This is also referred as BCD counter. Figure shows decade counter. It is a modified 4-bit asynchronous counter with some modification using NAND gate and feedback connections. The outputs Q3 and Q1 are given to inputs of NAND gate to get clear pulse at 10th count, because at 10th pulse the output will be 1010. 4-bit counter counts from 0000 to 1001 when next state, that is 10th state occurs, which is 1010, then both the inputs of NAND gate will be high. So output of it will be 0, which is given to clear inputs of all flip-flops. So all flip-flops will be cleared and the outputs of decade counter will be 0000 again. Thus, it counts from 0000 to only up to 1001. When 10th number occurs, then decade counter resets. This is timing diagram of decade counter. You can see here counter counts is its natural counting from 0000 to 1001. When 1010 occurs, all flip-flops are reset and again counting will start from 0001. IC 7490 is used as decade counter IC. Outputs are taken at QA, QB, QC and QD. All reset pins are connected to ground. The circuit connections are shown in the figure. A 4-bit asynchronous down counter is shown in the diagram. It is simple modification of up counter. A 4-bit down counter will count numbers from 15 to 0 downwards. That means from binary number 1111 to 0000. The clock inputs of all flip-flops are cascaded and the data input of each flip-flop is connected to logic 1. The flip-flops will toggle at each active edge of the clock signal. The clock input is connected to first flip-flop. The other flip-flops in the counter receive the clock signal input from Q bar output of previous flip-flop. The output of the first flip-flop will change when the positive edge of the clock signal occurs. The clock pulse will cause the change in output of the next flip-flop. Thus counter starts counting from 1111 till 0000. This is truth table of 4-bit down counter. You can see here the counter starts counting from 1111, then the next number will be 1110 and so on. It starts counting from 1111 to 0000. Figure shows up-down counter with a control signal up/down bar. This counter can count up counting as well as down counting with the help of control signal up/down bar. When this control signal is equal to 1, counter does up counting, and when up/down bar is equal to 0, it does down counting. When this control signal is equal to 1, then it connects Q0, Q1, Q2 to the clock input through gates of respective flip-flops and generates incrementing output. It works as up counter. When up/down bar is equal to 0, it connects Q0 bar, Q1 bar, Q2 bar to the clock input through gates of respective flip-flops and generates decrementing output. Then it works as down counter. So it is a combination of both up counter and down counter. In the truth table, you can see up counting as well as down counting. This is the timing diagram for up counting and down counting. Now we will see ring counter. Ring counter is basically a shift register in which the output of first flip-flop is connected to the input of next flip-flop and so on. The output of last flip-flop is again connected to input of first flip-flop. Hence it is called as ring counter. The data circulates within the circuit as long as clock pulses are applied. Figure shows ring counter. It consists of 4 D-type flip-flops which are connected in cascade. The output of first flip-flop is given to input of next flip-flop. The output of last flip-flop is given to input of first flip-flop. Thus, data circulates among the counter. Initially, first flip-flop FF0 is set and all other flip-flops are reset using clear terminal. So, output Q0 is 1 and all other outputs are 0. You can see in the truth table Q3, Q2, Q1 are 0 and Q0 is 1. When we give next clock pulse, then this data rotates among the ring counter. So you can see that when next clock pulse is applied, this data is shifted in the right direction. That means the output Q0 is rotated in the shift register. This is given to input D1. So output Q1 will become 1 now. The data rotates through one flip-flop to another flip-flop. You can see in the truth table how data rotates, and you can see the timing diagram of ring counter. At every clock pulse, the data is shifted from one flip-flop to another flip-flop. In this way, the data is rotated and you get the output 0001 to 1000 as shown in the truth table, and again it starts from 0001 to 1000. The data rotates in the ring counter till the clock pulses are applied. Now we will study shift registers. Shift register is a group of flip-flops. It is used to store multiple bits of data. The bits stored in such registers can be made to move within the registers and in and out of the registers by applying clock pulses. An n-bit shift register can be formed by connecting n flip-flops where each flip-flop stores a single bit of data. There are four types of shift registers: serial in serial out register, serial in parallel out register, parallel in serial out register, and parallel in parallel out shift registers. Now we will see serial in serial out type of shift registers. The shift register, which allows serial input and produces a serial output, is known as serial in serial out (SISO) shift register. Since there is only one input and one output, the data enters and leaves the shift register one bit at a time in a serial pattern. Therefore, it is known as serial in serial out shift register. The registers which will shift the bits to the left are called shift left registers, and the registers which will shift the data bits to the right are called as shift right registers. First we will see shift right register. Here you can see the diagram, which is 4-bit shift register. Here 4 flip-flops are used. The circuit consists of 4 D-type flip-flops which are connected in a serial manner. That means the output of first flip-flop is connected to input of next flip-flop. All these flip-flops are in synchronism. That means same clock pulse is applied to each flip-flop. There is only one serial input terminal and one serial output terminal. The data is shifted into the shift register serially, that means one bit at a time. After each clock pulse, this data is shifted from one flip-flop to another. At the end of fourth clock pulse, you get first bit at the output. So you can see here, at the end of each clock pulse, the data is shifted from one flip-flop to another and we get the data at serial output terminal. So you can see here timing diagram and truth table of shift right register. Here data is shifted in the right direction and you get it at the output. Now we will see shift left register. In this type, data is shifted from right to left from one flip-flop to another flip-flop. This is opposite process of shifting the data as we have seen in the previous diagram. The circuit action is very similar to previous one, only the difference is that here data is shifted to the left side from right to left. Here output Q0 is connected to D1, output Q1 is connected to input D2, output Q2 is connected to input D3 and so on. So data is shifted towards the left direction. Let us see now applications of shift registers. The shift registers are used for temporary data storage. They are also used for data transfer. SISO, that means serial in serial out, and parallel in parallel out shift registers are used to produce time delay in digital circuits. That's all for today's session. Thank you so much.